Good afternoon, Francesco. It's good to talk to you today, and many congratulations on your success in this year's FOW International Awards.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Wendy.
One of the awards of the three that you've won in these awards is for your post-trade system of the year, your ION XTP. I understand that XTP is the result of a multi-year ION re-engineering of the Rolf and Nolan platform. Can you tell me what the driver was behind the investment in back office technology?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, XTP is the result of a truly multi-year investment by ION. And when ION acquired Rolf and Nolan in 2008, it acquired a company with a kind of a clear intent and vision of bringing innovation in the clear derivative space and allowing customers to escape the legacy solutions that they use for so many years, which heavily constrain their ability to operate in an effective manner and ability to scale the business. So we were able to deliver new solution and the next generation solution in a transaction processing by combining ION's core expertise coming from the front office space, the commitment, of course, to undertake such a large multi-year project, which of course you need to have the financial resources in order to able to fund such large project. But we combine this with the expertise coming from the Rolf and Nolan staff and all the product experts there, and of course in partnership with our customers who are using such legacy solutions. So we effectively looked scientifically at all the business processes in the post-trade space, and we designed a solution that would meet the needs and the business needs of global clearers as well as smaller clearers, with clear in your mind that we had to look at the solution holistically, end-to-end all the processing flows that form part of a post-trade solutions. So again, we believe that the vision and the bet that we made at the time was absolutely spot on, it was right. And the current market environment is evidencing more than ever that it's necessary to have real-time position risk management and increased level of automation in the post-trade space. Currently, the operating model, which is forced by the legacy solution, is effectively seeing the operating teams processing the business at a kind of a next day at all the processes they need to perform, while XTP, the new solution, allows them to adopt really a top-day type of operating model and are able to process the business accurately within the same business day. And today, again, they're very much constrained, and the current operating model is a kind of a next day model, which is extremely inefficient and costly for obvious reasons, because a lot of remediation work that can take place only the day after. And indeed is very risky because it gives them, it doesn't give them the ability to have a real time of their client business.
And what have been the biggest challenges so far for XTP?
But the challenges for XTP are really the speed of adoption. We need to be able to deploy our solution because we have an increased demand from our customers and they're rushing to adopt a new solution. But you know, the back office projects typically require months to complete. And we are more than happy to serve our customer base and deploy a new solution. But of course, this is a kind of a large project for them. And so they need to mobilize the resources. And these projects typically range from 3 to 6 months, but for large customers, global tier ones, it could take up to 2 years to replace their back office technology.
And given the market volatility in 2020, FCMs are under more pressure to reconcile trade breaks in as little time as possible. What has been the feedback from some of your FCMs during this time, and how has XTP performed overall in 2020?
Okay, well, firstly, let me explain what the challenges were, because then it also makes you understand why XTP makes such a big difference. Well, first of all, it was pretty evident that during the COVID crisis, exchange system, central counterparty systems, and front office system of banks and brokers, they managed to cope with the massive increased volatility and volumes very well, while unfortunately, all those brokers and banks using legacy solutions experienced very severe issues, and because their systems were simply unable to cope with such a large volume of trades. And this created kind of a domino and compounding effect in the industry because of the intricate relationship between brokers. And so an issue affecting one broker could have rippling effects and implications on other clearing brokers. And ultimately, there was a significant business impact also on their end clients. So effectively, legacy technology exposed not only constraints from a technical perspective, but also expose other type of constraints, because the banks and the brokers are still any processes in a manual manner, manually and resource intensive, which effectively put them in a position to struggle when they have to process such large volume of trades because of market volatility. So this crisis evidence very severe issues, and some brokers were unable to meet exchange and regulatory deadlines. They were unable to have an accurate view of a client risk, so the position risk, and they were unable to deliver service in a timely manner, with rippling effects, as I said, on other FCMs and clients. So on XCP, we were absolutely fine. The system was able to process millions of trades, and our customers were able to process their business in a timely manner with no glitches and no implications whatsoever. So again, exposed the issues attached with the utilization of legacy systems, and proved, if there was ever need to prove, the fact that with modern technology focusing on scalability, performance, and automation, we are allowing our customers also to cope with such intense periods of market volatility.
Thank you. Back office technology is renowned for being the last part of the trade life cycle to get a focus on technology investment. What are a few of the benefits of the product that have helped change the workflow for your customers?
Well, there was, this would be a very extensive topic. We could talk about it forever, but just to focus on what we believe that are kind of a key, we call them technology enablers, because all the systems we design are aimed at solving business issues. But clearly there are some technical characteristics which we deem as enablers for our solutions to meet our customer needs. So when it comes to XCP, again, real-time processing, so the ability to process trades in real time is a key technical feature that responds to the need for customers to understand what their clients are doing, their net position, the risk exposure to the CCPs, commissions, profitability. Breaks in the trade flow during the day is something that can only be spotted if you truly have a real-time processing system. Then the other name of a game from a technology perspective is workflow automation. So automating as much as possible all processes that are human resource intensive. And again, this gives the ability to process business much more quickly, reducing the errors, and give the scalability I was telling you about. And lastly, one of the limitations of legacy technologies is that they are kind of black boxes. It's very difficult to extract data and derive insights into the data that is captured by the legacy technology, while instead modern technology like XCP are able to expose this data and perform calculations and provide analytics, which give a huge insight from an operational perspective, but also from a business perspective to our customers. So they can understand which business processes are inefficient and requiring manual intervention, so that they can be addressed, they can be improved, and again, reducing the need to have very large teams of staff in the operations, which is very expensive, to push trades and perform the task in order to process the business. But also from a business perspective, it gives a huge insight in what the clients do. And so in terms of profitability, as I mentioned, risk, capital utilization, and again, optimize their business by truly understanding what their clients do and have a better informed decision when it comes to liaison with the customer, but also provision of service to the customers.
And looking ahead to the future, What changes do you envisage for back office technology? And do you foresee FCMs getting budget for back office tech?
Well, starting from the latter, we believe it's really the industry has now come to the conclusion that it's time to invest in post-trade technology. And again, this is evidenced by the fact that we've seen a massive increase in the last year or so of interest by not only our existing customers, but also other institutions who are not customers of ION at the moment to adopt solutions, new solutions in this space. So more than ever, there is a need and an appetite, and we believe that this need will effectively create the conditions for allocating a significant portion of a technology budget into the post-trade space, because this is clearly the area where most of the investment is needed. In the past couple of years, the agenda and the budgets were effectively dominated by the regulations, and which we believe regulations will stay and actually will ever increase. But now there's a realization that in addition to kind of a mandatory technology changes to meet regulatory demands, there is also kind of now a mandatory need to invest in operational efficiency and scalability.
Thank you. That's been really interesting. Congratulations once again on your award. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much, Wendy.